okay, don't go to sleep. We're going to go to the bar and celebrate with all the other parents and the coaches.
Good morning, everybody. You are listening to the Warm-Up Podcast. I'm your goofy host, Lou Michael. And today, what? I've got a guest in the vehicle. What? We're a little bit, late this week, but who am I with? This is my best good buddy, James Couture, former D3 athlete. We're going to be talking about all kinds of fitness. Jimmy, you want to say anything to the people?
Hi, I'm here to change up the format.
There it is. All right. So, where are we right now? We're not in Gray, Michigan, going to the beautiful Powerhouse Gymnasium.
Sunny CA.
Which, fun fact, Jim and I were both janitors at the same time there.
Just solving math problems. Mopping up messes.
Hey, Jim, do you remember the gym?
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Getting on hands and knees, making sure those elliptical machines were good for 26-year-old girls who had no idea what fitness was.
26 is generous.
Well,
I think
the grad students.
I think they're mostly teenagers.
They were young.
But yeah, so anyways.
I was old. I was like 33, pushing 40.
It's just like, hey, kids. Like, that's how I feel there now. Every time I work
dumbbells,
out.
huh?
Yeah, I'm like, you kids like to lift? Watch out for that first injury that takes you out of commish.
Don't forget your legs. Stretch your hammies out.
Fucks you up. So, anyways, gang, Jimmy and I are on a coast-to-coast tour. We drove, and this is not hyperbole, we drove 2,000 miles in 36 hours.
Not an exaggeration.
We did it just to do a show in Reno before Cali.
Like a full day's time.
Yeah. So, Jim.
Across the country.
First up, I like to tell everybody what I'm pre-workouting on. So, everybody, I got a Ghost right here. New flavor for me, sour pink lemonade. Not as sour, not too bad. I know you said you haven't had a Ghost before. You want to try some?
Sure, give me a little bit of that. It's kind of sexual in nature. The Ghost is getting revved up.
How's that? Hang on.
The little white guy right here.
Oh, all right. Yeah, all right.
It's very masculine, and it's got a very phallical upward notion, but I like it. It's good.
Put it in your mouth.
That's what he said. Oh, that is good. I like the sour aspect of it. That's fun.
I don't know. I like Ghost as a pre-workout because it's 200 milligrams instead of 300.
It's got no creatine or nothing?
You know what? I don't think so. No. Yes. No. No creatine. It's got a lot.
I like that.
It's all snake oil. All right? If I'm being honest, the three things you got to look for in a pre-workout is your caffeine and any other upper like that, all the different kinds of caffeine. If it's got beta-alanine or anything like your vasodilators. And then creatine can or cannot be a pre-workout. You don't need it to be in your pre-workout. So anyways, I just like them because they taste good. And I will say, every time I go to a GNC, I don't know why, if it's a machismo thing. And this never happened to you when we were at the gym. Nobody ever, came at you about being a dude, because I think people just look at you and they're like, that's a fucking man. Whereas guys will take pop shots at me like, oh, you like cherry Coke, or you like Ghosts? That's coming from
You're not drinking those bangs.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, man. So anyways,
it's got a target on it.
I'm gonna give this this is gonna get 7 pull-ups out of 10 with pre-workout again. Jim?
Good little candy. I like it. I'll give it a good 6 wall sits.
I like it. What were you drinking before?
I'm drinking a Red Bull. It's the green edition. It's the new, that new line of flavors. It's dragon fruit. I've tried all of them, and they're all really good. The watermelon is probably the most flavorful, but I do like the June berry.
There it is.
And consistency for it with the good flavor, because Red Bull's got that weird metallic type of medicinal, the original kind. Yeah. Even at the sugar-free ones, but these ones are good. So I'd give it a good 7 solid burpees.
The amount, I think 7 what?
7 burpees.
Okay, 7 burpees. You can use I've used a Red Bull as a pre-workout before. I mean, dude, prisoners mix up instant coffee again because it's the caffeine that really is the main thing in a pre-workout. But anyways, all right.
Well, when I was like deep into like doing fitness, everything, your fitness fiends might not like this, but I've never really been big on pre-workout.
I was going to ask you about that because, ladies and gentlemen, body weight, we have no idea, so who cares? Goal weight's 190. We're somewhere between 210 and 220, and after the trip, we'll figure it out. But
yeah, I'm like between 180, 190.
What's your goal? Do you have a goal weight?
I feel the most comfortable and energetic when I'm like 170, 180.
Okay. That's, for me, it's 190, so I'm a little, being over 2 bills for me hurts my already aching knees.
Because like college weight, which was like more than a decade ago for me, I was like,
bear.
I was like a solid like cannonball 180.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
Still fast enough to run.
Yeah.
But like just a good big ball of strong energy for someone who's 5'9" when you're wearing cleats and a helmet.
I was gonna say 5'9", 180 is a mean 180. Because I was 5'12" at 185, and that was a mean 185.
And 5'9's my equipment height. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
the cleats
you take everything off. Like, oh yeah, and then the helmet aspect of it.
Right.
I added all that.
I didn't know that.
So
is that how they do height in football?
It is when you're under 6 foot tall.
No shit, really?
We're liars, man. You see a running back who's like 5'9", 230 pounds. You take all that off, they're like 215, 5'6".
Oh no shit, no shit. I didn't. Well, actually, I guess I knew that because Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't know if it's like a little guy thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. You watch out. Some of my best listeners are little guys.
All right, I'm your people.
We're here for you, fellas.
Rudy on.
No, I guess I get that because in the bodybuilding community, like, kind of embellishing numbers.
Sure.
Is, you know.
Because I've had a couple friends like do it, like competitively.
Bodybuilding?
Yeah, like do the whole tan thing and like dehydrate your body so that all the muscles protrude.
Oh yeah.
It's a sick, wild industry.
Well, when we were janitors. I mean, we saw it there. Burp through it. You got burp through your pre-workout. I do it all the time. Well, don't force it. It's disgusting.
I'll let myself out.
Yeah, get out, tuck and roll.
It's like a 10-foot drop down.
I know. For those of you that can't see, we are driving through the hills of Northern California, and there's cliffs fucking everywhere. But anyways,
totally safe to have a podcast.
So yeah, but this is the #1 fitness podcast in the world. Fight me on that. That's why for my listeners, for the 41st episode, which I'm not sure if this is, regardless, that's why we have Jim on. Literal professional collegiate athlete.
NCAA approved.
Hell yeah. See, I was NCLL. I was a collegiate athlete, but I was in the
2-year varsity athlete.
National Lacrosse League. Jim is a NCAA athlete.
Lettered.
Why don't you tell him where, when, and how in division?
It was Division III college football for Alma College. Go Scots. From 2005 to 2009.
That's the CTE there.
Yeah. How long did I play the football?
That's fair.
I've gone blind in like both of my eyes a couple times.
Oh shit,
yeah,
really?
Once in high school, real bad.
Like after getting hit or diabetes caused?
No, like a straight up concussion. I've had like 4 real serious ones. Never been to the hospital though.
What?
No, the first one I was.
Isn't after 5 they're like you could really actually?
Oh
die?
yeah, I have some. Like, people are like, are you listening? I'm like, what? I'm sorry, I wasn't even here.
Okay, what?
Yeah, when I was a junior in high school, I got blindsided at a district championship, and I went blind in my left eye for 3 days.
Oh my god, dude! Did you tell anyone?
Well, yeah, everyone knew. I didn't practice all week.
Well, thank God you were taking
The trainer knew that, but I didn't go to the hospital that night. My parents, who were so proud of me, they sat me down on our sectional couch in the corner with an Arby's milkshake, and then they were like, okay, don't go to sleep. We're going to go to the bar and celebrate with all the other parents and the coaches.
You go
districts! And some friends came over to keep me company. But and then my brother drove me to school all week, and then I played in the game for regionals.
That's fucking insane. What year was that?
This was 2003. We went to the state finals at the Silver Dome.
So 20 years ago, the give a fuck about
We were
high
11
school
and we were 12 and 1.
Dude, no fucking way.
We lost in the finals.
Okay, so that's number one.
But like I did so the second
and you
one
had 3 others?
was a sophomore, and in Division III football they have a JV program, so I got to play like all 4 years.
Okay.
So I played in the JV program for like 2 years, and I was playing as a outside linebacker. And
Hold up. So in college,
in Division III, at least in Division III in the state of Michigan,
they have junior varsity.
there's a junior varsity,
college.
so you can play. I think it's 4 games. I think there's 4 or 5 JV games.
Okay.
And you play with freshmen and sophomores or anyone
Like only?
who's not in the varsity program.
Does
so
it
like
go
sometimes
towards your guys' overall record?
no, it's just like an opportunity to compete.
Okay. Do you go with the whole team or
No,
is it just J squad?
It's a JV squad.
Different coach?
It's the assistants.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's a little bit wild, but like you get to learn
Would
your
you guys
system that
also
way.
play varsity games?
No, so what we would
Okay.
be able to do is the whole team dresses for home games. So there's no tryouts and no one gets cut. So at home games, our sidelines would have like 90 kids full suited up.
Wait, nobody could get cut? So you could just have walk-ons as well?
Yeah, like we would like, probably encourage people to be like, maybe you should stop.
Does that mean
It's kind of like comedy where you can just
Anybody-
keep doing it.
That's fair.
But if for travel, if you weren't on the varsity bus, then you weren't going.
Okay. Does that mean anybody listening that has eligibility left could, in theory, sign up to go to Alma College?
Probably.
And then try out to be on the JV?
You know that Andy Dick movie, D3?
No.
There's a movie, it's a comedy, and Andy Dick plays this like renowned Division III coach, and one of the players is this like 47-year-old man who's had constant medical red shirts, who actually gets to play with his son, who's like a 6-year medical red shirt. They're both linebackers or whatever. It's a very funny movie, and it makes fun of Division III football on like a heightened, exaggerated level.
Yeah, man, that sounds like an Andy Dick classic.
Division III football is it's fun and it's intense. A lot of people took it very seriously. I probably took it seriously when I was there.
So yeah, I've got some photos of you with them towels. So okay, let's go to the other 3.
So yeah, I got one when I was a sophomore.
Okay.
In college, and I was playing linebacker, and I got kind of like blindsided by like a crossing tight end, I think.
Okay.
And I only got the same eye that I went blind in, only one spot.
Sure.
So
fine.
I could see the numbers on everyone, and I could follow the ball. So I just kept playing.
Let him play. Let him play.
Well, I had a couple of other players on me like, you should tell the trainer, like, no,
coach, let him play.
like cover their mouth, be like, no.
See, that's why, because like,
if you tell someone, I can't play.
no, you'll hear like a Navy SEAL, like his parachute doesn't open, he smacks the earth. He's like, no, I'm not leaving. Like, you were
Stay on target.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, all right, Jim.
Limping.
I'm probably at the J squad. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3.
3, I was probably with some, but like they're not football related.
Okay, 3 and 4 were for
like jackassery.
okay.
So like those big,
I cannot wait.
those big seesaws on playgrounds. So I like we did like a catapult. I got on one end, and 6 good big buddies got on the other end, and saw how high they could make me go, and I kind of came back down hard one time.
And you led with the face?
The back of my head.
Oh my God. Was this when you were on varsity?
No, this was like probably between actually high school and college.
Okay, so
the timeline's a little fucky,
yeah,
but of course I've had concussions, so
that would have been the second one then, huh?
And then, God,
You just fucking Tarantino'd your
I like to go back until they all mesh together.
Yeah, I'm like, all right.
And the 4th one, I really can't remember.
For real?
I really can't. It's probably because I wrestled in high school too, and it's probably somewhere in there.
That's what I'm saying. Like 4 and 5. Of course you don't remember the 4th one, because if you have one more, you're gonna fucking die.
Well, here's the thing too, because we would do like full pad practice all the time at college, and when I was be on the defensive practice squad against the varsity like one's offense, I would get crackback blocked like crazy by wide receivers.
So yeah, you probably just have constant traumatic brain.
So I got this bit when I talk about football where like I have 4 major concussions and 12 associates, so I have like a PhD in head trauma.
That's incredible, but don't you ever do a bit.
I've never
This
once.
is not a comedy podcast.
Is this a bitless podcast? No, we're gonna have to restart it.
Yeah, scrub it. It's terrible.
Scrap it. That was a bad idea.
No, it's nothing but bits. Oops, all bits. Oops. Was supposed to be the name of the podcast, but then it was like, you know what it gets you in on the social media?
Bits?
Being a fitness influencer. How do you feel about people who clearly aren't fitness influencers being influencers?
I mean, I'm for it. I'm here.
I can't love it enough. I love people smashing food on camera and they're like, all right, I'm gonna go work out, and then they turn.
This is my cheat day.
Well, yeah, and then they turn their camera on and they're like, I wasn't feeling it. We'll get it tomorrow. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. That's my kind of fitness influencer.
They show up to the gym. They're like, not today.
I remember when I was personal training, everybody'd be like, I don't trust a personal trainer who has a gut or a doctor that smokes. I'm like, you fucking should. Do you know how confident you have to be out of shape, but tell people how to get in shape? That fucking rules. I love that energy.
Do you have like a big, large, like one really good success story with when you had clients of like a before to after situation?
Yeah, probably just me. No, I had some clients that actually, that was the whole thing about personal training is it was very beholden to the person and not, like, you want to be able to change everybody, but you could tell immediately the ones that were going to listen and do what they had to do.
Right, there's a level of self-responsibility.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm with them for 1 to 4 hours a week total, and you can tell them everything to do, and if they do it, they'll get results. But like, no, but yeah, I had like 2 or 3 success stories. One dude I had, I love him, cannot remember his full name, but he was most definitely like one of those drug dealers who had warehouses of pot before it was like very chill, you know? He was like ahead of the curve.
So he was cool?
Yeah, he was cool. Dude, he would pay me in cash. Like, so like you buy personal training packages in like usually in bulk or whatever, and like, you know, depending on how many you can get, it'd be like $1,600, like
right, because you're doing like what, 8 weeks at a time?
Yeah, exactly. This guy would be like, all right, no problem. And he'd be like, I'll be right back. And he would like drive home and then just come back with like a fucking roll of cash. And I remember working at the gym, I'd talk to our boss, shout out Steve, and I'd be like, yo, is it cool that we have like $2,000 in cash? And he'd be like, yeah, immediately goes
just rubber bands it?
Yeah, it just immediately goes insane. But anyways, I love that guy because like he was all drive. He had kind of a whoopty car, and he'd always be like, yo man, someday I'm gonna have like the best car, I'm gonna be a millionaire, I'm gonna have a rockin' body. And I was like, fuck yeah, his hustle was real. And he listened to every goddamn thing I said, and inside of like 8-10 weeks, he was cut. Like, cut.
Nice.
Just kept doing the workout styles I would do, which is like a mix of weight training and calisthenics.
Right, because I've seen you like do complete like muscle confusion body exercises.
Yeah, man.
I've seen you cut from wood.
Yeah, right now I'm pretty doughy, but I look
funny
ridiculous.
That you think you're doughy.
I do. I think I'm doughy. This to me is like
I'm probably at one of my softest points, but I still don't feel doughy.
Oh, that's crazy. What's your fattest you've ever been?
200.
How fat is that for you? You can't give me a pound because we're like.
And here's the thing.
You know what I mean.
Look,
like,
and here's the thing, because I was still like longshoreman strong at 200.
Yeah,
but
dude.
I wasn't working out. I was mostly just eating. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't killing calories as much as I was taking.
Are like,
but I could tell because I wasn't breathing right. My energy was low.
Okay, well I mean this with the utmost respect. When you're a bigger dude, you're like tight fat.
Oh yeah.
It's like
I can wear it.
It's like an athletic fat.
But I don't like being slow or out of breath.
But you're like kingpin, and all I can think about is like you remain. And this is weird. I'm gonna admit this is weird, but you retain your fuckability, or at least your confidence.
I'm a sexy thick.
Yeah, like you look like the thicker you are just means the more likely you're going to start in the doggy style
The thicker I am just means the shirts that I have, I can't button them up all the way, and I just get to show a little hamburger meat, and that's what I'm a gold chain away from being
now is that
connectedly hot.
Is that a euphemism for your body, or do you mean you're actively eating a hamburger and fucking?
So it's like when you eat a cheeseburger and it falls on your hairy chest.
I'm sorry, see, bad riff. Abort, quick, hit the thing under your seat and eject. Okay, but
trim that hamburger meat.
No, I actually mean that though. Like, so 200 for you. My biggest was,
and that's when I was like fresh out of like done with football.
Okay.
And I was like 25, 26.
Okay, so like my biggest was like 270, and I'm like 5'11", 5'12", and I was a big boy. Like, I was lifting at the time, but I was fat. It was a sturdy fat, but like, so now anything above 220, I feel slow, lethargic. I already have one knee that exploded, and the other knee doesn't feel great. So any extra weight, I feel a ton.
Right. And
then when I got into those calisthenic moves mixed with the weight training, like, I respect that you guys got to see a lot of that process. For me, I was like, how intense can I make a workout inside of 90 minutes? And then...
Because I was pretty trim when I came back from California, and then we hooked up.
Yeah.
Because, like, I didn't learn, like, moderation and good, proper diet probably really until I was living in California, eating, like, raw fruits and vegetables.
Well, that's
pretty much the entire time, and, like, the importance of that type of energy that you get.
Yeah.
Because I was, like, a lean, like, 165 when I was out here.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're leaning up in Chicago as well.
I walk everywhere, too. I really do moderate my drinking.
Yeah.
Which is important, because when we lived in the house, obviously, there was beer on fucking every stair.
Yeah.
every corner of the house, there was something. And people left booze there all the time. It was just accessible.
Which is crazy, because like every good binge drinking alcoholic, I would only drink like once, twice a month tops. And it would be 30 beers.
I'm far more casual.
Yeah, whereas like I can't do the 4 beer thing, because I'll just get sleepy. And then I'm not able to function.
Right, and also, like, another thing, like, I don't work out. Like, I don't go to the gym. I don't have a membership. I do a lot of, like, practical movements.
Right.
Like pushes, pulls, lifts, sits.
That's working out.
And it gives me enough flexibility, and I stretch all the time.
Yeah.
So
I wish I would have known that before my injury. I did
practical movements
stretch.
Is like where I'm at in like what you would call fitness. Like I do prison workouts.
Did you used to lift when you were doing football?
All the time. I lived in the gym.
Okay.
I was working out maybe twice every Monday through Friday.
2-a-days?
If I wasn't having a game or like intense practices, I was training constantly because I was like this big already with like a Rudy chip on my shoulder about like I shouldn't even be playing football, honestly.
Did that, and I'm not being presumptive here, a genuine question, did that burn you out on like weight room, or do you just not enjoy lifting weights?
It's because it's you know the culture.
I do.
And you lived in the culture, and you were a big part of the culture. I would say I understand the culture. I never really bought into it. Training was a means of starting.
Okay.
Being on the field, playing, being active, being part of it.
So lifting for another purpose despite just lifting.
Right. It wasn't a health thing. It was I need to be as strong as possible.
Right. That is kind of a weird thing, because you have people who lift weights for a reason, like actors getting in shape for a movie, people that want to be better at a sport. Solidarity of it. I think I made that word up. We do that a lot on this podcast.
Shakespeare did it.
Pumbling isn't a word, but you all know what I mean when I was pumbling through the woods.
The tumbling tumbleweed.
But no, like I think for me, because I was kind of a gump, like I'm not very athletic, actually.
You played lacrosse in high school, right?
Yeah, and I was like a fucking baby gazelle. I just could not. I'm not good at like pick and roll or, like being agile. I'm not an agility guy.
Because I wrestled in high school, so I know how to fall well.
Yeah, man. Well, the other thing I got into later in life, not that much later, I was in my mid-20s, but why I liked grappling over taekwondo or boxing or anything like that, you're going to want to be on camera duty. Yeah, just... We're taking these turns slow, and we're pulling the camera.
Yeah, these highways are nothing but death traps.
Yeah, I was like, this is the first on the warm-up podcast where the centrifugal force of the drive is allowing you, the viewer at home, to feel the G-force.
Anytime you see everything going this way and we're not holding on to it, we're falling.
Yeah. Don't worry if you see us roll in the video. If the fact that you're watching it means I uploaded it still.
Just be like, okay, this has been the warm-up.
Yeah. Hold on. But anyways, so you get people that that are borderline sadists in the gym, where like the pain of the pump and
right. See, because I never looked forward to that.
See, yeah, I do.
Like as much as I love football and even some practices, I hated it.
Okay, yeah. See, now whereas I get grouchy if I don't hurt myself in the gym, and I think that's a big mental health thing as well for a lot of people. That it's if you work out too much, I think it can also be considered a form of self harm.
Sure.
And it's like a lot of people have trouble with that.
Like, how far can I push myself till I'm hurt?
Right. And it's like, nah, motherfucker, you need to chill. Like, I talk about that all the time, where like, all respect to bodybuilding, but it's not fitness. It's a sport, and like, you damage yourself to achieve greatness in any sport. And that's not what fitness is.
Like, I'm a big advocate of like 30 to 40 minute workouts.
Yeah.
If you're serious about just like health and wellness.
A 45-minute lift is, see, look at us on the warm-up podcast. Every now and again we flow into sincerity, but a 45-minute lift is all you really need. And then, I say 20.
I was gonna say 10 to 20 cardio.
Yep, exactly. Just get your cardio in, and that's actual fitness. Anything else is, it can be athletic,
it's like
it can be all kinds of stuff. But
it's like you're like forcing your body to be something that it's alternatively not naturally being.
No, man. So I don't know. We both had a senior moment and lost our trains of thought.
Well, you were talking about getting into grappling because you were getting into it, like doing jiu-jitsu.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was talking about like learning how to fall well and like rolling naturally.
Yeah, I should have learned how to fall better, then I would have been injured. The beautiful thing about grappling, like jiu-jitsu, because wrestling is still so dynamic and athletic, like American folk style wrestling or freestyle. Whereas grappling, I like that if you grab a hold of a motherfucker, it's on. And I can do that. I'm like a slow...
Because all hold is a fight. Because you want it's an inside control thing to start.
Right.
And then when you have it,
well, sure.
It's a move now.
It's positioning, and you have to be somewhat academic in your movement, but it's also strength, technique, and I just love that, like, you could slow it down. Because you were joking about the orangutan thing earlier. I grapple a lot like an orangutan just figuring out a banana, where I'm like, we'll get this. We'll fucking... And it's very slow, but I'm like, try to take that banana from that orangutan, and you're like, he's got it. It's a death grip.
And when you're wrestling, you get a lot of that orangutan kind of like attitude and mood. I remember, because I wrestled everywhere from freshman to junior year in high school, 130 pounds to 160 pounds to 171 pounds, because you could wrestle up. Yeah. But sometimes a kid will, like a spaz, will just put his hand like right there.
On the top of your noggin?
Yeah, and like hold you back.
Me. I'm keeping an eye on the oncoming traffic.
And then you just have to be like, this was a dumb move for you, and then you just like kind of slap grab.
Yeah.
And then
I do love the sandbagging wrestlers that show up to a jiu-jitsu gym with a white belt on. They're like, I've never done jiu-jitsu, and they're just fucking people up. I'm like, do you have any other kind of grappling or wrestling? They're like, 4 years D1 college wrestling. You're like, yep, that. All right. That tracks.
We had one like claim to fame athlete for our wrestling program. His name is Johnny Wechter. I wrestled with.
Hey everybody, look at that. The camera died. So you can see finishing editing the episode right there, and that's where it dropped off, right as Jim was about to tell us about collegiate wrestler Johnny Wechter, I believe was his name. Anyways, so I hope, hopefully maybe you guys enjoyed the guest episode of the warm-up. We're back though. Warm-up is back. And that was a lot of fun. I might have a bonus episode for you guys the end of this week on Friday, or I might just record it and release it next Tuesday or next Wednesday and get back to the normal upload. I'm a little bit busy in a good way, having a lot of fun, getting ready for a show tonight.
And, and I got to tell you, I have wild indigestion and I feel sick. So I think I might record one this week, edit it, and then just put it out there for you guys the week after this and get back to the normal schedule. I do want to say, if you made it this far, gang, the warm-up is back. To those of you that reached out to me while I was out and about driving around the country, thank you so much. You guys rule. I had a lot of fun, did some good shows. Met some friends on the West Coast that listen to the warm-up. So Baseball Robbie, hey buddy, thank you so much if you made it this far. And I will say this, just having a good time. Jim did have a warm-up song for you guys, and it's in the warm-up playlist, warm-up podcast playlist on Spotify. And Jim picked Shipping Out to Boston, because that's what him and his all-white football team would listen to jazz themselves up, as you do. So anyways, that's the warm-up podcast this week. You guys rule. Thanks so much. Sorry that the camera died, and we'll get back to the regular episodes next week. All right, bye, guys. Have a good one. You're warmed up, huh? We're warmed up. We're back. We're warming up, and we're back. All right, guys. We'll see you. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Oh, one last thing. If you did make it this far, you guys seem to like it. I hate to now be the person on YouTube's and social medias telling you, but liking and or just word of mouth, corner somebody at work and be like, hey, you seem pretty cool. Check this out. And they're like, what the fuck is this? I don't like it. Be like, no, watch like 20 episodes and then get into it. So, all right. Thanks, guys. Bye. Bye, guys. Oh, still going. Old guy moment with the camera.